करो ना। Ashik, you can stop the recording. दिव्या, आप स्टार्ट करो।
सैनिटेशन वर्कर एट हॉस्पिटल स्टेज प्रोटेस्टिंग। दिल्ली में देखा गया था कि जो प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है, कुछ वर्कर्स को टर्मिनेट कर दिया गया है। उसके रिगार्डिंग ये था कि जो वेजेस है वो उन्हें प्रॉपर नहीं मिल रही है जितनी मिलनी चाहिए, और जो टाइम पीरियड है उन्हें का वो बहुत ज्यादा है, तो उसके रिगार्डिंग इश्यूज हो रहे थे, जिसके रिगार्डिंग हमें स्ट्राइक देखने के लिए मिली है। ऐसे ही इशू हमने देखे थे जब हम आंध्र प्रदेश की बात करते हैं, विजयवाड़ा में, जहाँ पर आशा वर्कर्स थे, उनके द्वारा कहा गया था कि जो वेजेस है वो प्रॉपर एक फिक्स उस तरह से मिले, और टाइम को भी फिक्स किया जाए कि किस टाइम तक उनको चीजें करनी पड़ेगी, जो कि लिमिटेड होना चाहिए। अगर हम आर्टिकल 33 की बात करते हैं, जो इसके लिए प्रोविजन करता है कि मिनिमम वेजेस मिलनी चाहिए, और उस तरह की कंडीशन भी होनी चाहिए जहाँ पर वर्क प्लेसेस पर स्लम dwellers like to get over 300 flats by the March। तो दिल्ली में हमने प्रोजेक्ट्स
3000 फ्लैट्स।
3000 फ्लैट्स। दिल्ली में हमने बात की थी उड़ान स्कीम की, और उसके अलावा पीएम आवास योजना की, जिसके तहत जो फ्लैट्स है वो प्रोवाइड करवाए जाएंगे उन सभी लोगों को जिनको, जैसे इकोनॉमिकली बैकवर्ड ग्राउंड से है, उन सबको। उसके रिगार्डिंग है किस तरह से हाउसिंग प्रोजेक्ट को कंप्लीट किया जाएगा सस्टेनेबल वे में। जब हम सोशलिस्ट आइडियोलॉजी और आइकन्स की बात करते हैं, तो कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी की हमने बात की थी, जिन्होंने लेयर रिजर्वेशन की बात की थी। मंडल कमीशन उन्हीं के टाइम पर आया था, और 27% ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन की बात करते हैं, वो भी उन्हीं के टाइम पर हुई थी। यहाँ पर अगर हम देखते हैं कि जो सेफ ड्रिंकिंग वाटर की बात की जाती है, तो 1,36,000 जो चिल्ड्रन है वो डाई मर जाते हैं एनुअली, क्योंकि जब उन्हें सेफ वाटर नहीं मिल पाता, तो एक स्टडी के अकॉर्डिंग पाया गया है कि अगर सेफ वाटर प्रोवाइड करवाया जाए तो रिड्यूस कर देगा इन्फेंट डेथ्स को बाय द 30%, और वो 25% तक अंडर 5 ईयर जो डेथ होती है इंडिया में। इसके रिगार्डिंग हम देखते हैं कि हर घर जल स्कीम लॉन्च की गई है। उसके अलावा जो जल जीवन मिशन के तहत कि सभी को जो सेफ वाटर है और सैनिटेशन की जो चीजें वो प्रोवाइड होनी चाहिए, वो कंडीशंस प्रोवाइड करवाई जाएंगी उसके रिगार्डिंग। यहाँ पर है कि फाइंडिंग द रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ द कुकिंग स्टोव विद सिस्टम दैट इमिट लेस स्मोक इन डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज। तो जब हम देखते हैं कि कार्बन फुटप्रिंट की बात करते हैं, तो उसको रिमूव कम करने की बात की गई है। 2030 तक टारगेट रखा गया है कि 40% जो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी है वो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के थ्रू की जाए, ताकि कार्बन को कम किया जा सके। 47 तक टारगेट रखा गया है कि 50% जो कार्बन इमल्शन है उसको कम किया जाए। 2070 तक टारगेट रखा गया है नेट जीरो इमल्शन का। इसके बाद हम उज्ज्वला स्कीम की देख सकते हैं, जहाँ पर 10 करोड़ से ज्यादा फ्री गैस कनेक्शन प्रोवाइड करवाए गए हैं, ताकि जो रेस्पिरेशन से रिलेटेड डिजीज होती है उनको कम किया जा सके, सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ की जा सके, और जो प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट होती है उसकी वजह से उसको कम किया जा सके, जो ग्राउंड लेवल पर चीजों को सोल्व किया जा सके। जब हम सोसाइटी में बिहेवियर की बात करते हैं, तो देखते हैं कि पेशेंस की कमी है। किस तरह से बहस के बाद युवक ने शख्स की चाकू मारकर हत्या कर दी, तो उस चीज को किस तरह से सुलझाया जा सकता है, या फिर बहुत ज्यादा देखने के लिए मिलता है कि इस तरह की सिचुएशन होती है, तो उनको कैसे कम किया जाए। उनको लाइफस्टाइल में चेंजेस करके, योगा के थ्रू, या फिर मेडिटेशन के थ्रू, या फिर जो मनोविश्लेषज्ञ होते हैं उनसे बात कर कर इस तरह से सुधार किया जा सकता है कि किस तरह की सोसाइटी क्रिएट हो रही है, किस तरह से उनकी वजह से चेंज बढ़ते हैं। तो पेशेंस को किस तरह से इंक्रीज किया जाए, उन सब के ऊपर बात की जानी चाहिए और उनको देखा जाना चाहिए एक गंभीर मुद्दे की तरह। जब हम बात करते हैं बाजार की विरासत में मासूम, तो हम देखते हैं कि बहुत ज्यादा बिजी लाइफस्टाइल हो गया है, जिसकी वजह से जो बच्चे हैं वो या तो टीवी देखते हैं या फिर मोबाइल वगैरह का यूज करते हैं। तो उसकी वजह से जो चीज उन्हें दिखाई जाती है, जो एडवर्टाइजमेंट किए जाते हैं, तो उनका उनकी मानसिक स्थिति पर क्या असर पड़ता है, क्या वो इतने कैपेबल है कि उनको समझ सके। जैसे बाय वन गेट वन जैसी चीजें लाई जाती है, तो उनका क्या पर्पस होता है कि सिर्फ मार्केटिंग को प्रमोट करना, क्या वो सही में लाभदायक है। तो उन चीजों का असर हमें देखने के लिए मिलता है कि काफी बार हम देखते हैं जो चीजें उनके लिए जरूरी नहीं होती वो भी उन्हें दिला दी जाती है पेरेंट्स के जरिए, क्योंकि उनके पास टाइम नहीं है बच्चों के साथ देने के लिए बच्चों को। तो उस चीज को किस तरह से सुलझाया जाए ताकि उनमें उस तरह की समझ डेवलप हो, उनकी तार्किकता बनी रहे और सोचने समझने की क्षमता आए, जो वो सही निर्णय ले सके और उन सारी अपनी सोच को आगे बढ़ा भी सके। गुणवत्ता की शिक्षा, जब हम किसी भी देश की बात करते हैं तो देखते हैं कि युवा जो है वो ही आगे लेके जाएगा। उसके लिए जरूरी है उसका एजुकेटेड होना, शिक्षित होना। इसलिए आर्टिकल 24A सर्व शिक्षा अभियान के तहत बोलता है कि सभी को एजुकेशन मिलनी चाहिए, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ उन्हें यह भी पता होना चाहिए कि वो उसे किस तरह से ग्रहण करेंगे, उसका इस्तेमाल कहाँ होगा, या फिर उन्हें किस तरह से उसको सिखाया जा रहा है, कि सिर्फ किताबों तक सीमित ना रखकर उनका प्रयोग रियल लाइफ में किस तरह से किया जाएगा। क्वालिटेटिव होनी चाहिए, क्वांटिटेटिव पर कम फोकस करना चाहिए। जब हम न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की बात करते हैं तो उसमें अलग अलग स्टेप्स में चीजें चेंज की गई है, तो ताकि गुणवत्ता में सुधार किया जाए, जो आने वाला भविष्य है वो भी सुधरे। हम देखते हैं कि ज्यादा तनाव देखने के लिए मिलता है, या फिर ये नहीं पता होता कि अगर हम कर रहे हैं तो किस लिए इस एजुकेशन में पढ़ रहे हैं, तो इसका क्या कारण है, जिसकी वजह से बेरोजगारी होती है, स्किल्स नहीं डेवलप हो पाती, वो कंडीशन क्रिएट होती है। तो उसको सोल्व करने के लिए जरूरी है गुणवत्ता की शिक्षा होना, कि जो स्टूडेंट है उसे भी पता हो कि वो क्या कर रहा है, किस लिए कर रहा है, और उसे करने से क्या क्या फायदे होंगे।
Okay, starting with internal security and talk about insurgency in Northeast. So here we are seeing that there was Manipur mein there was ethnic violence. So there is this one group which is the radical group. The name is Arambai Tengol. So the words and the phrases that it is used is they have summoned the we can say political representatives belonging to the Meeti community. So Meeti is the majority community of the state of Manipur. So they have put forward their demands in front of the political representatives. So some of the demands includes that जो refugees हैं they should be deported back. Illegal migrants जो they believe कि they are illegal migrants. Second demand is border fencing होनी चाहिए. Third is की Assam Rifles, which is not a part of the paramilitary force. They are asking or seeking for the replacement of the Assam Rifles. So when we talk about even the border security between the India and the Myanmar border, so it is Assam Rifles who take care of the border security. And it is often said one of the major concerns related to them is that they are more involved in the anti-insurgency operations rather than guarding the border security. So this is one of the issue. And another demand is that Kukis, जो tribal community है, which forms the minority of the state of Manipur, they should be delisted from the scheduled tribe list. So Kangla Fort में there was this meeting. So Kangla Fort, the fact becomes important. Historic site है, which served as the royal seat of Manipur Kingdom till 1891. And they are also demanding कि NRC होना चाहिए, like it was held in the state of Assam, the National Register of Citizens, so that जो illegal immigrants है, they can be identified and deported back. And another important stakeholder is ITLF, which is, we can say, it is a Kuki Zomi body, and They say that for the first time in history, a militia that led attacks on the innocent civilians because of their ethnicity and which openly displays sophisticated weapons that they stole from the police, they were able to order the state lawmakers, including chief minister also and other political representatives, other MLAs, to endorse their demands. So their demands were not endorsed, they just accepted their demands would be shared with the center. So here it is written that they took the oath. So it is not that their demands have been accepted. So it is written that they assured to convey it to the center. Now there are certain more details about this, the group Arambai Tangol. So here it is a meaty radical group. Meaty is a majority community, this we can remember. So they started in 2020 as a cultural outfit, and then it transformed into a radical organization. So during the ethnic violence in the state of Manipur, it is believed that they have stolen the weapons from the police and the army personnel who are deployed. There are some rifle personnels, and they have misused. They have caused a lot of violence in the state. So it is right now, it is just an allegation, we can say, not confirmed. So the representatives, they took an oath to convey the concerns raised by them to the center. Now coming to the next topic, again this is related to internal security. So DIAL is Delhi International Airports Limited. So they say that center ने एक नोट दिया था कि आप हिंडन एयरफोर्स स्टेशन से कमर्शियल फ्लाइट्स स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. So they are saying कि it is violating the law because there are, we can say there are two law. Airport infrastructure policy is there, this is a policy, and the greenfield airport policy. So according to the provisions of this policy, it says कि greenfield airport normally not be allowed within an aerial distance of 150 kilometer of an existing airport. So already there is Jawar Airport and the Indira Gandhi International Airport. So this 150 kilometer provision would get violated अगर commercial flights Hindon Air Force Station से allow कर दी जाएंगी तो. So these are two policies which are important. And fact, अगर डायल की बात करते हैं तो एक joint venture है GMR led consortium का और Airports Authority of India का. So they are managing the Indira Gandhi International Airport, and they term this decision of the center to be arbitrary, unfair and unilateral, and commercially also it is unsustainable. So greenfield projects are the ones which are to be newly built. They are built from the scratch from the very beginning. And also the step would also be commercially viable nahi hoga because jo operations at IGI and Jewar Airport, it would be impacting their, we can say, saturation capacity. So the capacity, or we can say even profitability, that could also get impacted with the operations beginning from Hindon Air Force Station. And they say that it is important to follow due process of law. And जो अगर allocation and operations, even despite this, if they would be beginning also, तो competitive bidding होनी चाहिए. So keywords हमने देखे, what is the stand of DIAL, two important policies, what was the provision. The National Cadet Corps, so here is this one, and you can say the Prime Minister said that NCC, National Cadet Corps, is not about uniform or uniformity, it is about unity. So there's certain important data regarding them. It comprises 39% girl cadets. Defense officers have been recruited from NCC, and they're also involved in the youth exchange program, and they participate in all the national campaigns. So 17 lakh cadets. This is, we can say, the current size. Now, talking about India's economic interest and the energy interest. So from the perspective of energy interest, it is related to internal security. How Israel-Hamas conflict has impacted India's energy interest. So the keyword is maritime commercial traffic in the Indian Ocean. That is getting impacted because of the attack by the Houthi rebels. So Houthi rebels, they support the Palestinians. So in response to this war on Gaza by the Israel, they by attacking in the Red Sea region, the Houthi rebels, they are supporting Palestinians. So example of spillover conflict. And apart from this, when we talk about what has been India's stand, so we always support two-state solution, and it is important that there is no escalation, and India provides humanitarian aid. So India has also provided certain financial aid to even UN Relief and Works Agency. So this is there. And apart from this, two-state solution, but at the same time, where the Palestinian people, they're able to live freely in the independent country within secure borders. So this is one side of the coin. Second, we can see the other side of the coin is at the same time giving due regard to security needs of Israel. So that is actually two-state solution. Security of Israel is also taken care of, and the security and the safety of Palestinians is also taken care of. So two solutions is article में यहाँ पे suggest किए गए हैं कि या तो there would be division, there would be argument and fanning the flames, basically spreading this conflict more. So this stand more often it is seen on the part of the attacker, the invader who attacks. In this case, it would be Israel who is more dominant, we can say. And the other solution can be that the two stand alongside both the parties, Israel and Palestinian, when you talk about the stand of the third parties or the other countries which are not directly party to this war. So either it can be stopped, can be resolved peacefully, or it can just escalate also. Another topic, internal security, BSF jurisdiction. So here we saw कि 2021 में there was a notification कि their area of jurisdiction was extended from 15 kilometers to 50 kilometers in 3 states, Assam, Punjab, and West Bengal. This was specifically only to exercise their powers under 3 things: Criminal Procedure Code, Passport Entry into India Act, and the Passport Acts. And for rest of the states, the limit would be 15 kilometers only. So for these 3 acts and in these 3 states, this was the notification it said, because we were seeing challenges in the terms of there was increased use of drones, UAVs, who had long-term capabilities for surveillance into the Indian territory. They were being used for smuggling of arms and fake currency and for drug also. And there is also the menace of cattle smuggling at the same time. To control that, this as a part of solution was done by the Ministry of Home Affairs. So this was the change which was done, and already in Rajasthan, this was working before at this 50-kilometer limit only. And in Gujarat, it was higher. It was 80 kilometers and it was reduced to 50 kilometers. So now Punjab has moved Supreme Court challenging this change, this notification of 50-kilometer of the jurisdiction which would be available with the BSF. So Article 131, which talks about the original jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Original jurisdiction means that the matter can be directly heard by the Supreme Court at the very first time. So here we see that the issues that the Supreme Court now will consider is there are 4 to 5 points. So first is that whether जो jurisdiction expand किया गया BSF का, क्या वो arbitrary तरीके से किया गया या it is backed by legitimate reason. So this is one. Second question would be whether it is encroaching upon the state's political power, whether like it is violating federal principles or not. Third is what factors were taken into while taking this decision. Fourth is whether all states they were treated on the same equal level playing field or not. And fifth would be that the article, like they have referred to the Supreme Court under the original jurisdiction under Article 131. So whether this thing can be challenged under Article 131 or not. An important fact about the BSF is that it was constituted under the Border Security Force Act of 1968. So they can arrest, they can search and seize under different laws. And only center has the power to allow to designate an area as far as the BSF is concerned. Talking about Jammu and Kashmir and the militancy. So right now the military has launched Operation Sarva Shakti, and in 2003 we had the Sarp Vinash operation by the military again, that was to contain down militancy, rising incidents of militancy and attacks on the army personals in the Pir Panjal range. So firstly we look at the map. So this is Rajouri and Poonch. So here we see most number of attacks because it is closer to the border, the line of control. And Hilkaka, this is right now we are seeing currently where the incidence of militancy is rising. So one is that Pir Panjal range geographically, and so strategically why this region becomes important. So because it is, we can say, the shortest route for the infiltrators to cross the LOC line of control into the Kashmir Valley. And the region is it has dense forest and steep mountain slopes are present. So even identifying them even using technology is a difficult task. So they are misusing this, you can say, a natural factor. And two areas, Hilkaka and Surankot, so we can remember this. It is in state, or we could say the UT of Jammu and Kashmir. So counter insurgency
Lesser
of
Himalayas. They are a part of Lesser Himalayas.
Lesser Himalayas. Okay.
And
So
इसके
serious.
ईस्टर्न में हम important passes देखते हैं, रोहतांग पास, and then western side पे हाजी पीर पास, also कैलाश पीक जो है वो इसकी हाईएस्ट पीक है पीर पांजल रेंज की.
ठीक है. So serious fraud investigation officer. So here the issue is that whether it can look into this issue between the Cochin Minerals and Retail Limited and the various political parties and other individuals. Even it includes the daughter of the CM of Kerala. So the issue, it is being probed under the Companies Act into the affairs of this CMRL company. So certain keywords regarding, again, the status quo as far as the state of Manipur is concerned. So non-state actors, we need to ensure that they are demilitarized. Non-state actors are demilitarized. We're talking about the illegal immigrants, the radical groups which are having, again, who've stolen, we can say, the weapons of the army personals. So now we talk about which all stakeholders are involved. So one is the government, the legislature, then media and civil society organizations, role of army in the central paramilitary forces. So these are certain, we can say, the stakeholders. So smoke and mirror approach is another keyword. So government has been using this approach, smoke and mirror approach. So what is the methodology under this? So it is an assumption, a de facto assumption of the powers related to law and order enforcement without publicly announcing that this Article 355 has been imposed, that enables the state to exercise those powers. So smoke and mirrors approach and confidence building measures, it needs to be increased so that the peace is restored. And talk about the illegal possession of weapons as far as the immigrants and insurgents is concerned. So free movement regime, talk about free movement regime, it is being reconsidered. So this is related to India and Myanmar. So the border is 1,643 kilometers long. So state sharing the border is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, and Mizoram. So Treaty of Yangbo 1826 mein it was signed, and under this treaty we saw that there was the border between India and Burma. Formerly it is the Myanmar formerly was known as Burma. So the border between India and Burma was decided under this Treaty of Yangbo in 1826. So on the basis of same ethnicity and the culture, specifically we see that Nagas and the Manipur, we see that Kuki-Chin Mizo community. So it was specifically, we saw that this was decided without their consent, and their ethnic and the cultural interests are related on the both the sides of the border. So that's there. And under the increasing Chinese influence in Myanmar, this this decision was taken that free movement regime would be allowed, and Act East policy, maybe Myanmar is an important country. So 16 kilometer both the sides of the border, the people, the tribes, they can move without having a visa. And for 2 weeks, you can stay on either side of the border. And also it allowed free movement of the locals across the border. So helping the people of Myanmar access better education also and healthcare facilities in the uh, Indian side of the border. But we saw that it is being misused in terms of trafficking of the drugs, weapons, then cattle smuggling is also happening, and then the misuse by the insurgents, the illegal immigrants. So that's there. Apart from this, we talked about the demand. More region, we can just remember Myanmar nationals from the More area along the border after recording their biometrics. So this is important. More. Now, two states, Mizoram and Nagaland, they oppose key free movement regime. It shouldn't be scrapped. So the reason cited by them is कि Mizos, they are sharing ethnic ties with the Chin community who live across the border in Myanmar side. So they say that they have the right to live together. So this is true, but again, at the same time, there are certain reasonable restrictions also. It is not an absolute right. And geography say Chinwind River, Myanmar में, and Sarmati Mountain is there in Nagaland. Coming to science, so this is the keyword पर्सनलाइज्ड मेडिसिन इक्विटेबल बनाने की बात की जा रही है. तो जब हम मेडिकल रिसर्च की बात करते हैं एंड पर्सनलाइज्ड मेडिसिन डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं, तो वी सी कि जो रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंटल स्टेज में जो सैम्पल पॉपुलेशन होती है, वी सी दैट दे आर मोस्टली दे आर फ्रॉम ओनली वन टाइप ऑफ वन, दे आर मोस्टली फ्रॉम मेजोरिटी आते हैं एक ही कॉन्टिनेंट से. बट जो वो मेडिसिन है, इफ दैट इज यूज्ड बाय द पीपल फ्रॉम different continents, because they are from, again, जो bodies हैं, जो genes है, they are reacting differently to that medicine. So इसलिए there is no, ये चीज equitable नहीं है. तो personalized medicine जो है, generic medicine जो है, if it has to be done in an equitable manner, तो proportionate manner में it has to be tested on the population, people coming from different race and ethnicity from different continents. So for example, this is the drug warfarin, एक powerful blood thinner drug है, and a leading drug for cardiovascular diseases worldwide. But South Africa में क्या देखा गया? It is among the top 4 drug varieties leading to hospitalization and adverse drug reactions. So उस drug का then again impact different हो रहा है, body is differently react कर रही है. तो इसीलिए it is important कि it is जब हम रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टेज में बात करते हैं, तो इट इज डन ऑन दैट proportionate basis and tested on that population. And there is one important fact: International Convention on Economic, Social, Cultural Rights, which is adopted by United Nations General Assembly in 1996. So it recognizes everyone's right to enjoy benefits of scientific progress, but actually abhi currently that is not how it is being, can say, actualized and being implemented. And we can remember that CYP 2D6. So this is also, we can say, it is an example of a gene. So it plays vital role in how fast humans metabolize 25% of all the pharmaceuticals on the market which are available. So this drug codeine, it was banned from all the Ethiopia 2015 because of high proportion of people in country having genetic variant. This that makes them quickly metabolize that drug into morphine. So morphine is dangerous. It causes respiratory distress and even death. So talk about exponential time, the length of the time that increases proportionate to a constant which is raised to the input size. That's called exponential time. And so how technology, artificial intelligence has been helping to bring victim back to life. So here we saw that artificial intelligence is an example of technological leap in investigation. So it can help in several ways as far as the investigation is concerned. So it can analyze the crime data, predict the potential crimes, the number of crimes, nature of crimes, which would be, can say, more in numbers in future, so that we can have again a strategy and we are well prepared to even prevent those crimes. It can help in facial recognition and enhance the surveillance. So in this case, it basically helped to generate this image from this image. So with an eyes open, uh, through all of that, the algorithm, it helped in creating this image. So this can help in, you can say, quick delivery of justice and reduce even also the dependency of the cases also. So this is an example of, we can say, scientific and evidence-based investigation. Okay, next we have economics.
Okay, so
Pravesh.
thank you so much for giving me the options. MNC tapped for GCCs in the gift city. So this is a new initiative, we can say, where the gift city, which is in Gujarat, there the MNCs will be considered as global capability centers. We know that in the gift city, various kind of tax exemptions we have, alcohol exemptions we have, then the rebate and um, many investment opportunities you have. So this is one of them where the MNCs will be considered as the global capability centers. They will increase the avenues for the employment opportunities, and that would lead to the cyclic economy where the urban and the rural centers will simultaneously grow. So this is in this topic. We can move forward. Thank you so much. Dal roti chini. So as we all know that we are heading towards a new budget and the economic survey is going to release on the 1st of February. So these kind of things every year annually we see where like Thali index, Dal Roti Chiri. So this is more particularly linked with the retail price index. So FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, is a US specialized agency which provides food price index. And according to its index in December, 10.1%, the food price index is below the year ago and 28% down from all its time high. So these are the index data and inflationary pressures. We have domestic inflation because of which we are seeing that pulses, cereals, and sugars, their prices are getting up. And that is leading to more inflation in the economy. Retail food inflation is around 0.2% during the year leading to the last Lok Sabha elections. जब हम बात करते हैं ट्रेडिंग कर्व्स की विदाउट इंपोर्ट लिबरलाइजेशन सो दिस इज कंसीडर्ड एज अ heterodox mix of report. Wheat, non basmati rice, sugar, onion, they are already banned under the Essential Commodities Act. Then denying Indian farmers and agribusiness the opportunities to benefit from high international prices to supply the domestic demand, so that in the domestic level, the cartelization by the traders and by the wholesalers do not take place. So these are some reasons because of which we are seeing that the inflation is also rising, but again we are in the controlled inflation. Cane juice, intermediate stage molasses, which are considered as the biosource of biofuels. They are manufactured for ethanol, industrial grade, rectified spirit, and potable alcohol. So this we can learn as far as the environment and the ecology section is concerned. Excessive pro-consumer policy bias, anti-producer is a long-term consumer interest either. हमारे यहाँ पर नो नी जर्क यानी नी जर्क रिएक्शन की कोई जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए when we are talking about the inflation controlling, which is the responsibility of the both finance ministry as well as the RBI. And we are victim of the short termism. कई बार हम देखते हैं कि किस तरीके से शॉर्ट टर्म पॉलिसी बनाई जाती है जिसका ओवरऑल इम्पैक्ट होता है इन्वेस्टमेंट पर और हमारे इन्फ्लेशन पर भी आता है एंड मोर पर्टिकुलरली ऑन द फूड इन्फ्लेशन. Okay, we
Pravesh,
can
I
move
have
forward.
one question. I have one question. It is written excessive pro-consumer policy bias, but long term में consumer के interest में ही नहीं होगी ये चीज, तो क्यों नहीं होगी?
आप बताइए.
बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली जो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं, जो सप्लाई है, वो तो प्रोड्यूसर्स के डिसीजंस के ऊपर इम्पैक्ट करेगा ना. तो अगर आप एक्सेसिव प्रो कंज्यूमर पॉलिसीज भी ले रहे हो तो लॉन्ग टर्म में जो सप्लाई साइड मेजर्स हैं हम उसको टैकल नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो इसलिए स्टिल फूड इन्फ्लेशन वुड रिमेन टू बी अ चैलेंज.
Okay, thank you. Then here, India to push for access to exclusive economic zone for poor fisher folk at WTO. So country will demand as swaps or the solutions for fishermen up to 200 nautical miles at WTO meet in February. So we have the WTO as a global trade body where the finance minister and the commerce minister represents, and the general council in that they represents the countries and they put forward the demands and the uh, proposals. So this time we are going to include this demand that provide full access to the exclusive economic zones for the fishermen of India. जब हम देखते हैं कि श्रीलंका में अगर 12 नॉटिकल माइल से आगे चले जाते हैं तो उनको सीज कर लिया जाता है एंड दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम आर फिशरमैन सी then this ministerial